Welcome back here to another Ironman episode. Now, as you guys are aware, Hypixel Skyblock did a huge update here in the backend and a little bit here also in the hub. So let's go ahead and explore these changes here today.
That is right. Hypixel was actually offline for a few days, or actually for a day, while we were actually busy IRL as well. We were actually building a deck, okay? So we built a deck. We got some carpentry 50 IRL here. You know, things were going good. Of course, we got a lot more work to do here in the future, but hey, that being said, like my brother mentioned, there is a new update that did drop, and we're going to check it out here today. And I heard we actually have to upgrade our museum level.
Now, Hypixel Skyblock here has added a new NPC called the Handler, and apparently it actually helps you reforge your armor and gear. It will now let you know on what you're missing, and you can easily apply them through the NPC.
This is where we're going to actually talk to him and actually do our stuff. If I right click, as you can see in chat, it says, does not wish to be taunted with, does not have items for you. And if I right click this thing, it says you do not obtain the proper museum rank. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We have a ton of items here on our profile. As you can see, we've got all this stuff, the Juju Bow, the Shadow Fury. We've got a ton of armor sets here that we actually have. We also have a few more items actually in our ender chest. On the first page, I got weapons and tools. On the last page, second last page, I got more weapons and tools. And I feel like this will bring up our level quite a bit here, so we can actually access this thing and see exactly what it's all about.
Now, not only will the museum rank help us here with enchanting weapons and all of that, but of course it also helps with the NPC, the banker, because it unlocks different perks here in the bank. You can basically store more coins, which is actually very good for Golden Dragon upgrade. So you can see here, I can upgrade here, view upgrades, and as you can see, each one here requires a certain museum rank. And you can see that with this one, it requires the Prosperous Museum rank. And it keeps going up here to Gilded. And I believe we need Gilded as well to access another new NPC here in the hub, which is down in the auction. There's a new sort of like, I guess, dark auction NPC. This one's actually called Shen's Auction. Now, this Shen's Auction here is straight underneath the auction house. Again, we can't access the auction house because we are Iron Man, but we can access the Shen's Auction house. And that's because there are rare items here for sale. As you can see, they're locked right now. But apparently they sell rare items every, I think it was like Skyblock year or something like that, I believe. But the only way to access him is if you talk here to Damia. And if you go to the portal over here, you can see that it says it requires the Shen's Regalia. So basically you need a certain fame rank here in the museum to talk to this NPC. And I believe Damia here will actually help access the auction. Now, that is definitely one thing I am quite excited for are these 3 new accessories, because there is one called the Artifact of Control. And apparently while holding this artifact, it grants you 2 times voting power in the mayor elections. It's kind of good here for Ironman players to kind of have a voice, you know, because there's not as many of us out there. So another thing that's really cool is the Pandora's box. It basically has challenges within the accessory. And the only way to level up this accessory is if you do these challenges. So it's sort of like, I guess like dailies, but not. Now, as you can see when I talk to Damia, you can see here in the text down below, we actually need the Gilded rank. So let's go ahead, put our stuff in here into this museum and see which rank we can get. So quickly popping out here because I want to mention that we are trying to reach YouTube rank here on the server. And of course, we're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers, as you guys are aware. Now, I want to mention that now is the most important time to subscribe with the notification bell. And that is because we're going to be taking some time here to enjoy the summer. So we won't be consistently uploading every 2 days. And of course, we also have to go ahead and make some coin IRL, not on Hypixel Skyblock, but IRL this time. Again, as you guys are aware, we did take the 7.5 months to full-time the channel, and we do have to change it up just a little bit. So definitely notify yourself with that bell so you guys are notified when we upload those videos.
So here we are at the museum, and I've honestly not really used this thing. I only have a few things in here, here and there, just get some, like, I guess when we got rid of all that storage on the island, I put a few things in here. But again, I do have to say, I am scared to put stuff in here because I'm afraid of server wipes. I'm afraid my stuff will get wiped here or just get cleared. You never really know how buggy this spot is. So let's cross our fingers here that once we put all our items in today, they do not disappear. But we have no idea. I guess it'll be a good test here to see what happens. But let's right click here and start adding our weapons and tools first. So add with weapons. I'll start with that. So start with the Void Edge Katana. That's a good one there. All right, look at the aspect of the dragons. Add that. Confirm. All right, so just keep adding stuff, I guess, right now. Falchion. We'll add the Reaper's Falchion. We'll add the Raider's Axe.
Okay, let me go ahead and add mine here as well. I got a bunch of weapons. I don't really know what to add because I'm kind of scared that we can't share it. But let's just start adding the basic things like our Juju Bow. Confirm. We'll also do the aspect of the end because, you know, we can. Let's add our Livid Dagger as well, I believe, because we do all have a weapon. And then let's put our Wither Bow in here as well. Perfect. Let me add the Runin's Bow as well. Confirm. The Void Edge Katana as well. And then we're going to add some drills to the rarities. We're going to add the titanium drill. Let me also go ahead and add in the ice spray wand. Let's see how much that gives me here. There you go, confirm. And we're sitting at, that is a value of 23 mil. Wow, that's actually really good.
All right, so add the gauntlet as well. Confirm. There we go. It's under weapons, which is funny. And now I'll go through my armor sets here, take a few out, like my Final Destination armor set. Put that in as well really quick. Just click on it. There we go, confirm. And look at that, museum rank has already increased, and we are now at Prosperous, Reward, Super Deluxe, Bank Upgrade, and the Hex. So there you go, we can actually access the Hex now. So it's all really required with one armor set and all my tools and weapons. Well, most of my weapons. And we are actually right here, Prosperous. So we have over 100,000 or 100, we have over 100 million value, which is crazy. So I think I'm going to stop there. I don't really want to put more in. I'll probably take my stuff out and then we'll take a look at the hex. All right, here we are back at the handler. And as you can see, got all my stuff on me, my weapons all back out of the museum. I got my armor set as well, all the ones I kind of need. And they're all now co-op soulbound. They've gone through the whole museum system, I guess. So we're going to try this thing out here right now. We're going to right click and see exactly what happens. Interesting. So I'm going to put in my good weapon right now that I have actually done a lot to. Let's drop it in and see what it says we need. Apply items like recombs, wither scrolls, and master stars. Recomb. I did not recomb it yet. Oh, okay. Just tells me I didn't do that. Dungeon item, yep. Fabled, yep. Books. Cool. Interesting. I'm actually trying an armor piece because I actually did more to an armor piece than that. For example, my Divan's armor. I'll put my chestplate in there and see what happens. All right, there we go. It says we've got 2 out of 7 enchants. What? Really? Yeah. What are the other ones? I can't really put those on there, right? And then we got ourselves ultimate enchants 0, so we didn't put any ultimates on here yet. We got books. We do only have we don't even have Hop books on here, so I still have to do that. Then there's fumings, and then there's Art of Peace. What? The Art of Peace? Isn't it called the Art of War? Interesting. Modifiers, recomb, yep. Gemstones, check. Click to view. Yeah, they're all there. And then we got ourselves the Reforge as well. So that's pretty interesting. I guess it can help Skyblock players if they don't really know what they're doing for their armor sets. But I think that's all this thing really is just to check your items, see if they're really good to go, get everything done. Kind of reminds you also to do a few things like get recoms, you know. It's good. It's a good reminder. And also, I guess the enchants help you with that. So kind of a cool thing here for this update. And again, there's a whole lot of like RNG changes that happen as well in dungeons. I've not really explored that, really looked into that. But apparently there's a lot to do with like basically guaranteeing drops. It's definitely interesting. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or mad about that because as an Ironman player, you know, it's all about getting drops and basically preying on the RNG to happen. Now, of course, we will be doing dungeons in the future here, exploring the new RNG meter. But that being said, apparently right now dungeons is down. It does not work. Apparently it was down because people were being wiped, which is kind of crazy. So that's kind of a scary situation, especially across the whole server when there were changes like the whole 1.17 update. Who knows what can wipe your oh gosh. Oh, what? It's open. Dungeons is open. Okay, well, I'm not going to do a run because it's sketchy. But again, I just want to say, who knows what else can wipe your stuff? So be careful. It could be something random because of, again, they did a lot of backend changes and that could be a big throw here on the profile.
Apparently, a lot of data was changed. They moved the Java from 8 to 17 and had to rewrite all of the JSON data for like items. Basically, anything that held information like data was all Java and had to be moved to JSON. So kind of crazy how they had to do that. Again, pretty big update, but definitely apparently it's going to help them a lot for rolling out updates. It's going to make things a lot quicker than using the old system, which is very good to hear.
Now, I just want to go back again to the topic about RNG here as an Ironman player. You guys are probably wondering what my opinion is or what I'm thinking. So basically, after reading a little bit of this forum post or seeing exactly what happened with the update, apparently you can work towards an RNG meter that will actually work towards dungeons, and it can be intertwined with slayers as well. So when you're working towards slayers or dungeons, you can kind of build up RNG and you can set to which item you want to drop off that meter. So you're basically guaranteeing yourself a drop after, I don't know, like 2,000 kills or 2,000 runs or something like that. Again, like basically saying, hey, you know what, if I spend like X amount of hours, I will be able to get myself a handle or I'll be able to get myself a recomp and things like that. And then apparently if you don't drop that item, drop something else, it doesn't reset. But if you drop the item early, it will reset, which is interesting, which kind of makes sense. But back to the point of basically selecting the item you want to drop, I feel like it's kind of a bummer. Now, it's kind of a good thing because you don't want to spend too many hours grinding for one thing. For example, handle is apparently one of the biggest things to grind for and takes the longest, and a lot of people just get discouraged. But that's kind of the part of the game, you know? It's kind of part of this MMO grind is to grind for items and pray for the computer to, you know, flick a certain number a certain way that you get that drop instead of actually determining a drop to happen. So in that sense, it's definitely a bummer, and I think it kind of kills the MMO vibe of the game because you're kind of guaranteeing drops. But then again, it is a good thing because you can kind of rely on that and you know it's coming, which is maybe good for content. But then again, it's not good content because you know it's coming, which makes it not exciting. So it's definitely a kind of weird situation to be in. And I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards it as being a bad situation, not a good one.
You know, that's still a big grind anyways. Like getting 2,000 and something runs in a certain floor to get this RNG piece. Now it looks like with the RNG meter, it is based on basically the percentage or odds of the item. So let's say you had an item that was a 1% chance of dropping. It will actually base the runs out of like that 1%. So you do this many runs and it's basically 1% of that happening. So in this case, you can see how the recomp is 30k. So I don't know if that's XP or if that's the amount of chests you open or if that's the amount of runs. So you're basically getting the item when you should have gotten it anyways out of these odds. It helps Ironman, I guess, and maybe even helps with people joining Ironman because now they're maybe more willing to start a profile because they're guaranteed to get an item if they put in the work and play the game.
That is true. So that's a good point for my brother here. You know, that it does kind of make me want to lean again towards the RNG side of things with a bar. It's kind of cool. But then yeah, it's just a weird situation. And I guess once I experience maybe some RNG to to happen, I'll probably like it because I know it's gonna be guaranteed. Like I know it's coming. So we'll see what happens. We'll just experience it, play around with it. But again, it is a change that happened, and we can't change that change. So we'll have to live with it and see exactly how this feels when we play the game.
Exactly. Now, the only thing I'm afraid of is it might be taking the fun away from the game, the RNG meter, because people are now more focused on just hitting that number. Like they're just gonna grind out and sweat out 2,500 runs just to get that drop, instead of just enjoying the game, playing it as it is, and sort of doing other things in the game instead of just sweating one part of the game. Like right now, if I have an RNG meter and I know I'm gonna get a handle, I will not be forging. I will not be doing the fishing event during, I guess, Mare Marina. I will be doing a whole bunch of dungeon runs to get the handle because I'm guaranteed to drop. So I don't know if it'll kind of take away from the gameplay and make it more of like a grindy thing and just sweaty thing, because they just think that they have to work towards this item. And if they aren't working towards this item, they're kind of wasting time.
That's right. It's sort of like when you look at the clock when you're working, it makes the time go by slower. So maybe it'll make the time go by slower if you look at an RNG meter and you go run after run, compared to kind of going through the dark and just hoping for a drop and eventually happens because you're not really thinking about it too much. Now, of course, also that being said, if you guys have any tips on how to check to see what your museum is worth without paying 10 million coins, definitely let us know down below, because I'd like to know. I would like to know how close we are to the 500 million. I feel like we are like there, because we have a few armor sets in there that are worth like 200 million coins almost, and even some items are worth 50 mil. So I think we're getting really, really close on the 500 mil mark. Again, if you guys know how to do that, definitely let us know. With that being said, this is kind of like a little update slash discussion about what happened with the server, and of course also throwing our things in the museum for the first time to see how much value we really have.
There you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, today's just like a little bit of an update view of what's going on here on the server, the changes to Ironman and how we feel about them basically. And honestly, I'm quite excited to see when dungeons gets fixed and we don't have any wipes, to kind of see the dungeons and the RNG meter and see how much that really helps here on the profile. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, go and subscribe down below. Again, we're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers, and of course YouTube rank, which is 30k. So definitely go ahead and do that down below, and we'll see you in the next episode.